At Anthan High School Number 1, while the 12th grade class was focused on martial arts class, Dihua suddenly opened his eyes wide, shouted in shock, and jumped up from his seat. It turned out he was not the true owner of this body. The one named Dihua was actually a soul that had been reincarnated, taking over this body to return to the time before the university entrance exam. What kind of strange thing is happening? If reincarnated, at least he should have returned to college age. He ruffled his hair and muttered in frustration. Since ancient times, humanity on Earth has faced a terrible disaster, the infiltration of secret realms. These secret realms connect to another world full of terrifying demonic beasts. They exploit cracks in the secret realms to invade the human world. Even a single powerful demonic beast is enough to destroy an entire nation and threaten all of human civilization. To counter this threat, humans invented the beast forging system. Once injected with the beast forging awakening sample, a person unlocks forging talents. Only warriors with that power can save civilization. That's why their status and rewards far surpass ordinary people. Earth has entered the era of the Sex Grandmaster, where strength is revered above all. Suddenly, a notification appeared in Dihua's mind. Host transfer introduction complete. Dihua found his identity as a backup martial artist candidate. Next, the original owner's memories will be implanted. After receiving the information, Dihua pondered silently. He was a high school student, but his sudden actions had caused his classmates to turn back with sneers and contemptuous looks. Look, the loser Dihua is daydreaming again. Ha ha ha. So stupid, and still dares to dream about college entrance. Seeing this, Vung Dong Dong immediately added more taunts. You idiot, you should just go home. You're only fit to be a low-level worker or just wait to die at home. Hearing these harsh words, Dihua only frowned slightly, feeling annoyed inside. Indeed, in every story, the protagonist is always bullied by a leader. The original owner's reputation in class was clearly terrible, because since middle school, after his parents died in a sudden accident, he gave up and lost all ambition. His once excellent grades plummeted disastrously, becoming a burden on the class's performance. So that's how it is. Dihua quietly sorted through his memories, stroking his chin thoughtfully. Yeah, Vung Dong Dong is still not satisfied and keeps attacking. What are you looking at? This is a martial arts class trying to cause trouble. I'm not looking at anything. Just thinking a bit, Dihua replied coldly. The original owner didn't study hard, but now he was the one suffering the consequences. His face showed annoyance, but he only dared to think quietly. Apparently, the original owner was bullied by these people to death from a broken heart. Suddenly, the teacher's voice from the podium broke the tense atmosphere. Are you all ready? The gene-altering injection is about to begin. Believe in yourselves. 3 years of effort training to improve your physique, all to prepare for this moment. For those who were usually lazy, the teacher suddenly paused, his sharp gaze turning to Dihua as if implying something. Funny, the lazy one is the original owner. Why should I be ashamed? Dihua thought silently, propping his chins with his hand and smiling slightly, his eyes meeting the teacher's with a challenge. He had made up his mind, since he had taken over this body, he would definitely help clear up these troubles. A while later, in the forging injection room at the front of the classroom, mysterious VA vials were solemnly placed on the table. Dihua's classmates were still noisy as usual. Guess what monster forging I'll awaken? Maybe a level 3 Lich Mountain or a level 4 Sea Dragon. I'm gonna be a level 1 farting beast, haha. When the VA vial was opened, white smoke poured out, revealing bottles of shimmering blue liquid glowing brightly. This was the Forging Awakening drug, containing the forging essence of demonic beasts collected by martial artists. After injection, the body absorbs one of them and begins the awakening process. The stronger the body, the more powerful the beast forging awakening. The teacher held a forging vial, his voice calm but authoritative. Don't rush. After injection, you must calmly accept this power. Calling named students step forward one by one to receive the drug, injecting it straight into their bodies, immediately absorbing it. Each person manifested a different beam of light. There are strengths and weaknesses, but they are all distinctly different from before. After the injection, they seem to become strange, their faces showing signs of pain. So looks really painful. This isn't comfortable at all, Dihua thought anxiously. Forget it, just take the risk. He decisively reached out and injected the awakening serum. As the serum flowed, the arteries lit up, causing him intense pain. Dihua startled, his eyes half opened. The teacher standing nearby observed quietly and said, Dihua, it seems like you haven't changed at all. Teacher, did I get injected with a fake serum? He said in confusion. Seeing this, Vuong Dong Dong couldn't help but burst out laughing. and stepped toward him. "Ha ha, everyone look! Dihua didn't awaken at all," she teased, holding her hand toward his face. "A martial artist who doesn't awaken is like a bird with clipped wings. Dihua, you're just waiting to die. Go home. Isn't that what you want? That girl is really annoying. Could it be she's leading the bullying against me?" Dihua thought silently, suddenly startled, his brows furrowing tightly. Wait, this feeling. Immediately, an announcement popped up in his mind, receiving the infinite monster template. Host Dihua's overall physique, excluding universal skill learning for students. Lan Sun's righteous chi kung fu, original monster template has been extracted. Vuong Dong Dong saw his silence and grew even more irritated. What are you doing? If you can't awaken, just accept it. Why pretend? Dihua's whole body trembled, stammering, Go! Go where? If you don't go now, it'll be too late. His eyes flashed brightly, teeth clenched, and a mysterious aura emanated from his mouth. Suddenly, he tensed up, his whole body bursting with terrifying righteous chi, pushing Vuong Dong Dong flying backward. A gigantic shadow of Godzilla appeared faintly. The shockwave was extremely strong. Who awakened? What? I can't stand this aura. The people around panic and crawl backward to avoid it. The further from Dihua, the better. The incident also draws the attention of Miss Liu and the two proud geniuses from So Cho nearby who have awakened. Is there someone stronger than me? So Cho exclaimed in surprise. The announcement board continued to display the prototype of A-level legendary Godzilla bloodline ability. Atomic breath, nuclear shockwave, atomic energy absorption, evolutionary form. Blazing red, Godzilla only activates when compatibility reaches 100%. Current compatibility, 3. Dihua struggled to suppress the aura, silently thinking, could this be the golden hand granted to me by the system? Two classmates who used to mock him now stood dumbfounded and fearful. It was caused by Dihua just now. In the blink of an eye, he blew everyone away. Vuong Dong Dong was also thrown aside, and she had awakened a level 2 rare beast. That fire lizard. Dihua stood before the crowd, kneeling, and scratched his head, awkwardly coughing as he sincerely apologized. The disturbance from my awakening was a bit too much. I told everyone to stay away, but no one listened. Suddenly, the loudspeaker on the wall announced all 12th grade students who have completed the injection, please move to the stadium for bloodline testing. 6 breakthrough testing devices can identify rare beasts. Martial arts proficiency, essence, awakening, and insect spirit level BA rising quickly from middle ranks to the top. Level BA, rare beast bloodline, 4 in front of them, martial artists are just like ants. To confront you need at least to be a grandmaster. The students buzzed with discussion, watching closely. Dihua stroked his chin thoughtfully. Their monsters were only level BA rank 4. Why is mine level A? It's Dihua's turn. He slowly stepped into the testing machine. The results showed 12th grade Dihua, martial artist level BA, rare beast bloodline unknown. His classmates immediately cheered. Martial artist level BA. Even my younger brother studying at level 2 can defeat an unknown bloodline. Don't tell me it doesn't exist. Maybe he just farted earlier, haha. Dihua will forever be trash. Dihua quietly and leisurely walked out of the machine, thinking that indeed Godzilla was not detected by the scanner, but my infinite monster level. A template is really interesting. The corner of his mouth slightly curled as waves stirred inside. As long as I meet the conditions, I can extract the monster template countless times. Isn't that making me the king of monsters? Why, teacher, returning to school. The teacher with flowing hair held a cup of bubble tea and looked at Dihua thoughtfully. What, you want to take a leave to self-study until the university entrance exam and then come back? I think you will believe that I am seriously studying at home. Why, Dihua replied firmly. Teacher, I really want to improve. I know I've fallen too far behind. To progress, I need a special training course. At this pace, you won't be able to keep up. Strict teacher Dihua said the only way to become a martial artist is to pass the university entrance exam. He knows you've awakened your bloodline, but your foundation is too weak to pass the test. Prepare to retake it next year, no need to rush. Dihua was undeterred. The teacher said only a sprint would help you improve. The teacher didn't know you awakened an extremely powerful bloodline. With effort, you will definitely succeed. Look at your sincere eyes. You're not lying to me. The teacher looked at him hesitantly. Truly very sincere. Fine, if you fail 7 times next year, obediently come to me to retake the course. Later, at the Anthen Martial Arts Center, Dihua quietly contemplated. The house left by my parents sold for 600,000 NDT, plus accident compensation totaling over 1,000. Now I have the capital to start a business. First, I must increase my strength. 2 options. 1, upgrade as a martial artist. 2, increase compatibility with the Godzilla template. Data from the Infinite Monster template shows each new template only has 1% compatibility, but the legendary Godzilla reached 3%. Where did the extra 2% come from? Only one answer: Godzilla absorbed power to awaken the gene, adding another 2% compatibility. The genetic science of this world can upgrade template abilities. Compared to hard training, spending money to buy upgrade drugs is much more suitable. Suddenly stepping into the martial arts center, Dihua was startled. Everyone here is a martial artist who has awakened their bloodline. After awakening Godzilla, I have a unique ability to sense the life force magnetic field. I clearly feel the raging blood and the roar of beasts in their bloodlines. I'm about to lose control of my desire to fight. He smiled slyly. Godzilla is the king of monsters, conquering all creatures. But now I'm just a weakling and bitterly suppressing the surge in my bloodline. Suddenly, a slender white hand gently placed on Dihua's shoulder. A gentle voice spoke, "Little buddy." He was startled, turning around to see a beautiful woman winking playfully. "Don't stare like that." "Sorry, sister, I didn't mean to." Dihua quickly replied, "It's okay. You must have just awakened your gene and can't control your power yet, right? Why did you come to the martial arts center?" "I came to buy gene medicine, but this place is so big, I haven't found the spot yet. Can you show me the way?" "Do you need the gene medicine urgently?" Any precautions?" "Not really, but this medicine isn't cheap and can cause resistance. Its effectiveness will gradually decrease. To maximize it, martial artists usually awaken their bloodline to break through the normal stage, first then use the medicine." "How much is 1 vial? At this stage, you can only use primary reinforcement medicine, about 400,000. Dihua's face went cold, reluctant to spend money. Even with all his money, he couldn't buy 5 vials. "Sister, do you know anyone who can give me a discount?" The woman smiled and handed him a business card. "If a veteran martial artist recommends you, you might get a discount." "Thank you very much, sister. Hopefully we'll meet again." After parting, Dihua wiped his sweat. All right, now it's time to shop like crazy. That night at Dihua's home, he felt a terrifying surge of power erupt from his body. Sitting, cross-legged limbs, curled mouth, constantly screaming. Legendary Godzilla template compatibility, 3%, 4%, 4.7%. Host Dihua's overall physique, 80 level, 15 martial artist rank, BA. This is the feeling of leveling up, so refreshing. He gradually calmed down, drenched in sweat. Each time he injected gene medicine, his physique increased by 2 points, but the last time only by 1 point. It seems the higher the physique, the harder it is to improve this way. Still, it's not bad. In just over 10 minutes, I'm on par with a BA level 5-year trainee. If I activate my bloodline at top university level, I might even win. If so, and I still can't beat those geniuses, then hacking is useless. He immediately set off for the secret realm crack. The secret realm is divided into 6 levels from S to E. The higher the level, the stronger the magical beasts. S-level magical beasts are uncontrollable by humanity and can bring disaster to the world. In Enthen, the secret realm is level BA rank E. At Enthen, secret realm number Bay level E. Dihua donned all new equipment, walking leisurely with his hands in his pockets. There are fewer people here than I thought, probably because this is an old secret realm. Treasures have been taken, leaving only low-level demonic beasts for newbies to train on. He went to the secret realm management to register his hunting permit. "Hello, I have reserved a ticket to enter secret realm number BA, signed in the life and death commitment. Here is my entry ticket." After completing the procedures, he stood before the secret realm gate deep in thought. This was the secret realm crack SAO, the start of the journey to become the king of beasts. He jumped up and dashed straight through the gate. I've arrived inside the secret realm. The majestic scenery gradually unfolded before Dihua. As he walked, he marveled. Textbooks described the secret realm this way and that, but nothing compared to seeing it with his own eyes. Truly majestic. Even the deep blue sky was visible. Suddenly, from behind, a blood-red fur rabbit appeared, bearing sharp fangs and charging aggressively. It was a level 1 demon beast, the saber-toothed rabbit. Dihua seemed to have sensed it beforehand, quickly turning to grab its paw. "Fool, did you think I couldn't feel you?" The life field skill automatically activated. He casually eliminated the beast before it could react. A shining white demon core appeared from the saber-toothed rabbit's body. Dihua picked it up, carefully examining the common white saber-toothed rabbit demon core, worth about 1,000. Just a few minutes in, and he already earned 1,000. Not a bad return. Ordinary people working a whole month only make 3,000 to 4,000, but gathering many level 1 demon cores isn't helpful. Only level 2 and above cores have real value. Suddenly, a pile of mud behind him shook violently, and a giant demon beast appeared, a level 2 demon insect. Dihua smirked. Battle Spirit, surging, pulled out his weapon and said, Cow has arrived. He slashed once, the sharp blade wounding the beast, but compared to the tough armor on its back, the belly of the demon insect was clearly easier to attack. Unwilling to yield, the beast curled its body's spikes into a saw-like form and rolled straight at him. Dihua immediately launched an attack. Both hands glowed, chanting a martial spell, releasing a beam of light that made the beast roar in pain. Not stopping, it opened its mouth and shot 2 spinning sharp fangs at him. It can shoot fangs. He was shocked, jumped into the air, twisting perfectly to dodge, but the newly bought jacket got slashed. Damn it, do you know how much this jacket costs? He shouted angrily. At his current martial rank, he couldn't easily handle the demon insect. The original owner was too lazy. The only option was to hack and activate the Godzilla bloodline frenzy immediately. His eyes blazed brightly, pupils turning oval, emitting blue light. Blue veins bulged on his face, looking terrifying. His hands transformed into the claws of an ancient beast, covered with black, shiny scales like obsidian, radiating flickering blue light like Godzilla's mighty image. He charged forward and with a single strike killed the demon beast. After his physique increased by 21 points, dealing with a level 2 demon insect was no longer a problem. He ended the transformation, feeling like a jet plane. Looking at the newly bought sword lying on the ground, he sighed. It cost 250,000 but was corroded by the demon insect's toxin, such a loss he had to report it. His first demon beast hunt consumed too much energy. His stomach growled, then suddenly he flared his nostrils and smelled a fragrance. What's that smell? So good. It's the demon insect's demon core scent. Without hesitation, he shoved a level 6 blue demon core into his mouth and swallowed it whole. Immediately, his body fluctuated. The Godzilla template's compatibility rose 7%, then 7.3%. Spending hundreds of thousands on a gene medicine tube only raises 1%. Now just one demon core raised 0.3%. 4 BA cores equal 1 white demon core from the saber-toothed rabbit, at least 1% increase. What a big loss. Anger turned into motivation. Dihua activated the life field, covering a wide area, freely slashing and killing until noon the next day. When the purge ended, Dihua stepped out of the secret realm, carrying a huge black sack on his back. Godzilla template compatibility at 9%, overall physique rated an 8 for the year. After reaching 9%, no matter how many white demon cores he swallowed, it wouldn't increase further. The only option was to sell them for money. A total of 20 white demon cores, 4 level 6 blue cores. The martial artist center staff couldn't hide their surprise. Really? Just a BA-level student collecting so many demon cores? According to regulations, martial artists must submit 1/10 of their harvest, submit 5 white demon cores, and receive 200,000. Only 9 days left until the university entrance exam in City. Secret Realm level 4 next to a jeep. A group of people are chatting excitedly. Team leader Lam. This time we should complete the mission to hang the Bloodjade flower bounty, right? Last time we identified the location of the Bloodjade flower, but old Tran was seriously injured by a monster beast and couldn't join the team, so there were only 5 of us. What? That's right. But according to the rules, the team must have at least 6 people to enter a level D secret realm. I contacted a middleman, and they introduced a new level 2 martial artist. Lamha turned to Dihua. You're a level 9 martial artist, right? Yes, Dihua replied. Since he was still a student, he didn't qualify to enter the level D secret realm, so he had to use the black market to fake his identity, costing 100,000. Really unlucky, he thought silently. The name Detla didn't sound quite right. Lamha hesitated. Never mind, it's just a code name. With your level 9 martial artist skills, you don't meet the requirements to enter the level D secret realm. Our team is giving you a chance to observe and learn, but you absolutely must not hold us back. Fine, Dihua thought silently. This guy seemed trustworthy, better than some who would just ditch you. Then the whole team got in the vehicle, heading straight to the secret realm gate. Inside, an endless desert gradually appeared. Above the sky were countless giant planets, like they could fall at any moment. According to the coordinates, the Bloodjade flower was located at the oasis ahead, guarded by level 2 monster beasts. Last time it was a rainforest, this time it's a desert. The secret realm isn't linked to just one world. Dihua rested his chin on his hand thoughtfully. Behind the vehicle, a swarm of Earth ghost rats had been following them unnoticed. The Earth ghost rat captain was staring right at us. Hoduk dealt with them. Hoduk raised 3 throwing knives full of killing intent, throwing each knife precisely at the rats' heads, channeling his martial energy into the darts, throwing them like bombs, quick and clean. Dihua silently evaluated. After a while, the team got off the vehicle and started walking. Why not ride the vehicle? It's still a stretch to the oasis, Dihua asked casually, hand resting behind his neck. The monster beasts in the oasis are very sensitive to sound. The engine noise will attract their attention, Lamha explained. Xiaoha will drop shock bombs later to lure them. I am Xiaovo Hoduk 7, setting traps, and Laolu will shoot to hold them back. I will fight Delta directly. You just need to observe. Sometime later, a shock bomb flew up and exploded in midair over the oasis. The bomb contained pheromones from high-level monsters, making the beasts think their territory was invaded, instantly attracted. Level 2, monster beasts' earth dragons appeared from afar. At the same time, a long-haired man wearing glasses slowly approached, drawing a blade and sweeping cleanly, not missing a single 4-legged worm inside the oasis. The whole team fought fiercely against the giant earth dragon. Suddenly, team leader Lam jumped high, gathering all his strength into his 2 arms, swinging the sword powerfully. With one strike, he instantly severed the beast's head. He landed on the ground as the earth dragon collapsed, causing the ground to shake. The teammates immediately ran over, shouting excitedly. Team leader Lam finally defeated it. Overconfident, he calmly swung his hand to put the sword back into the sheath, hanging on his back, voice steady. Now let's find the blood jade fruit. Suddenly, a faint sound came from behind. It turned out the earth dragon wasn't truly dead, and suddenly swung its clawed hands straight at team leader Lam, charging forward. Team leader Lam, be careful. The teammates around panicked and shouted, realizing the danger. He was aware of the critical situation, but had no time to react, helplessly, standing still, waiting for death from the dying earth dragon. At that moment, a figure shot up like lightning. Dihua quickly leapt into the air, rushing straight toward team leader Lam. He concentrated all his power into his right hand, releasing a powerful atomic blast that blew the earth dragon away. Debris flew everywhere, dust and smoke engulfed the area. Just a martial artist, yet he possessed the strength to defeat a level 2 monster beast. Team leader Lam and teammates stood stunned and said, "That punch was incredible. Your land sun fist is really powerful, killing a level 2 monster beast like it's nothing. Just a small matter, thank you for saving me. From now on, we're officially a team." Saying this, the group hurried over to the earth dragon's corpse, enthusiastically dividing up the still warm spoils. Found it, the blood jade fruit. Team leader Lam raised a fresh red chunk of meat, high shouting excitedly. Hearing that, the teammates rushed for to observe and chat. This time, we even got the earth dragon's essence core, not a bad haul. Is this bright red thing really that valuable? Looks like a giant cherry tomato. Dihua looked at the meat, drooling silently. Hearing this, team leader Lam smirked. Of course, this can increase compatibility with the prototype. Although this time was not easy, we successfully defeated the earth dragon and obtained the blood jade fruit. It's not as simple as you say. A sudden voice rang out from behind. No one expected Hoduk to quietly appear, holding a dagger aimed straight at Lam Doi's side, stabbing him in shock. Lam Doi, what's going on? The teammates witnessing this scene shouted in horror, Hoduk, what are you doing? Lam Doi quickly turned around, sweeping his hand to push Hoduk back. From the shadows, the man with a lot of hair slowly stepped out, his voice sinister. What are you doing? Haven't you figured it out? Of course we're here to make big money. Hoak Bang, from Lam Doi's team, saw the bald man stammer and said, Do you guys know this bald guy? Seeing that Dihua remained calm, folding his arms, and turning to ask Tiovan, Hoak Bang specializes in stealing war spoils from martial artists inside the secret realm. It turns out he had been targeting us for a long time. Damn it, the dagger is poisoned, Hoduk, you traitor! How did you know we were here? Even though they only found the blood jade fruit's location after entering the secret realm, Lam Doi was poisoned, staggering and unable to stand, forcing Laolu to rush to support him. It was a dart. He threw a dart as a signal. Dihua suddenly spoke from behind, his face serious. Hearing this, Hoduk laughed wickedly. You're really smart, haha bomb. Delta, aren't you a student? The college entrance exam is coming soon, right? Instead of studying, you want to meet black and white impermanence. That's right, the college entrance exam is near the top spot is waiting for me. Dihua tilted his head, his face cold and fanatical. Hoduk heard this and swung his hand, throwing a dagger toward Dihua. Dihua stood still, two glimmers of light flashing, gently pinching the dagger with two fingers. Dihua coldly said, "The hypocrite barking in front of me is the real fanatic, too rotten time to clean up the trash." He tensed, channeling his bloodline power into his hand. From his hand burst a blue light, flickering like a flame. "You're interesting too, Hoduk. I want his head." Hokbang laughed loudly from outside. "Yes." Hoduk heard the order, swiftly throwing a series of daggers straight at Dihoa. Dihoa's eyes gleamed brightly as he roared, producing a terrifying sound. Behind him, the image of Godzilla appeared faintly, causing all the daggers to shatter midair, one fragment grazing those nearby. Dust filled the air. Hoduk in front suddenly vanished without a trace. "Delta! Be careful, Hoduk is nowhere to be seen." Suddenly, Hoduk appeared from above, stomping on Dihoa. "Perfect chance to try my new skill." Understanding this, Dihoa raised two fingers to his forehead, channeling blood flow. His fingertips glowed, emitting a mysterious energy that seemed to draw power from heaven and earth. He swung his hand, releasing a beam of light that pierced through Hoduk, who was rushing in to kill him midair, a move meant to kill Hoduk. Is he really just a martial disciple? Lamdoy's group sweated and marveled in shock, watching Hoduk fall helplessly. Huakbang anxiously asked Dihua, "What forging technique, which great clan are you a disciple of?" Dihua replied coldly, a terrifying aura flashing behind him. "My clan is the Godzilla clan. You want to kneel and beg for mercy. Kid, no matter what forging arts you have, you can't compensate for your martial path imbalance." Hoak Bang angrily flared a fierce purple aura, shouting loudly as his muscles bulged continuously, his weight over 150 pounds. Behind him appeared a fierce beast bloodline, a gigantic wild beast, charging straight at Dihoa. He still had his hands in his pockets, but before Hoak Bang finished speaking, Dihoa's single yang finger shot and struck Hoak Bang's ankle. "Such shameless thick skin probably only ranks behind my missing leg." Hoak Bang cried out in pain, clasping his hands and spinning like a top to force Dihoa to jump and dodge. Seeing that, Hoak Bang also jumped up, gritting his teeth and charging power into his hands to throw a heavy strike, aiming to crush Dihoa. "That's the difference of a level 2 martial artist. Atomic breath can't dissolve his ankle," Dihoa remarked. His hand swung fiercely. A burst of poison exploded, blowing up the surrounding terrain. "Done hitting. Now it's my turn." Dihua suddenly appeared behind Huak Bang, his eyes flashing light that terrified his opponent. Huak Bang's face darkened. Dihua's hands burst into bright blue flames, carrying a deathly aura. He unleashed a series of punches at Huak Bang, who was caught off guard and could only endure the blows. The punches stopped. Huak Bang fell with his body covered in wounds, flesh deeply indented, and unable to recover even as a level 2 martial artist. Too Strong Lam Doi's group watched stunned and exclaimed, "You brought poison into your technique, really despicable. A vicious martial artist like you will be punished, I curse you." Hawk Bang's face was disfigured, bleeding from nose and mouth, lying still on the ground. Hearing that Di Huang didn't say much, focused his power into his right hand and unleashed a finishing strike. "Many want to curse me, what does he think he is?" Sometime later, at An Then Central Stadium, the announcer's voice rang out. "Hello everyone, the annual Advanced Martial Artist Selection is about to begin. I'll just say one thing, wishing all martial artists prosperity. This year's competition uses a ring format with contestants fighting in pairs. The winner advances to the next round. The event lasts 3 days. On the first day is the preliminary round, and winners will proceed to the third day. In the preliminaries, each contestant fights 3 matches. Those who advance continue until the champion is chosen. We carry the mission of humanity for ourselves and for mankind, so give it your all in the arena. I hereby declare the Anthen selection officially begins." With the introduction finished, each contestant took the ring one by one, regardless of age or gender. At ring number 6, a woman stood alone in the center with no opponent in sight. What's going on at ring 6? A contestant who hadn't arrived yet asked. The announcer said, "Checking the list, contestants Vung Dong Dong and Di Hua are both from Anthen High School number 1, but currently only Vung Dong Dong is in ring 6. According to the rules, if a contestant doesn't appear after the match starts, they are considered to have forfeited." On the floor, Vung Dong Dong smiled smugly, summoning her bloodline beast to stand still, saying, "How dare he embarrass me at the tournament, making me lose face in front of everyone. I was going to unleash the fire-rolling spirit to humiliate him, but he's already forfeited." He's probably hiding inside, too cowardly to show his face pathetic. Coming to fight but too scared to step out, probably so scared he'll soil his pants. If he's that cowardly, why bother studying? Just go be a factory worker. The crowd murmured complaints, but the referee saw the time had passed and prepared to call the match a loss. Suddenly, everyone looked up at the sky in shock. What's that falling? The aura is so strong. Is that a person? A dark silhouette appeared swirling as it flew closer. Behind it trailed mysterious black smoke. Dihua dashed out, his eyes blazing with majestic power. How strong must he be to be flying in the air like that? The audience gasped as he landed on the floor, a column of light bursting forth his aura, pushing everything away, forcing Vungdongdong to struggle to stay standing. Seeing that, cold sweat broke out on her forehead, but unwilling to lose, she stammered and made a fuss. Just then, a foot appeared from nowhere in front of her, so fast she couldn't react. Vungdongdong's face turned pale as Dihua's kick sent her flying off the floor. Declared the winner, he glanced over and confirmed she had lost. Phew, that was close. If I'd let it go to next year, then... Vungdongdong fainted, eyes still open, pupils, white drool and snot spilling out. The referee announced it. The announcer shouted loudly, followed by cheers. Dihua wins. So he won already. That was easy. Dihua thought, Dihua is really strong. One kick to take down the opponent. His ring entrance was so cool. Could that kick have come from the sky? The scoreboard displayed host Dihua overall physique rated after 2 years as sample creature, Godzilla compatibility 20%. Dihua smiled wickedly. Thanks to Captain Lum gifting me the blood jade fruit to boost my physique, it took some time. Next up will be some great fights for you to watch. In the following matches, he continuously defeated opponents with one strike, advancing to the next round, beating Enthen High School No. 4's Long Tho against Enthen High School No. 1's Dihua. Dihua won. Enthen High School No. 4's Long Dao fought Enthen High School No. 1's Dihua. Dihua won. The crowd roared. Each match ended decisively with a single kick, simply superior kicking techniques. Dihua won all 3 matches and advanced to the next round, ending the first day of competition. Hanjun clenched his fist with determination in the resting room, surrounded by friends of classmate Dihua. Let's look into Taysun University classmates. Also, Quenya, even though it's private, we have abundant scholarship support. Classmate Dihua said, Our school needs strong people like you. Which university do you want to attend? For the first time being courted, Dihua seriously replied, Sorry, but I want to apply to Huado University. He smiled faintly with excitement. The crowd immediately dispersed. Dreaming already after just making the next round? Wait until reality slaps him and he begs. If our classmate Dihua competes, remember to call me. Why does no one believe me? He didn't blame them. Huado University is the top university in the country, top 5 worldwide, the dream sanctuary of all martial artists. In a second-tier city like Enthen, only a few elites qualify, so it's looked down upon. He didn't get angry, just smiled slyly. Martial artists speak with their strength. Wait until I take the top spot and see what they say. Suddenly, 2 men in suits walked in. Classmate Dihua, please cooperate. We will re-examine your martial artist level. Martial artist, level 9.5 a month ago. You were still level 3. They were shocked at the rapid level increase in just 3 months, wondering if I cheated. Dihua thought silently. After investigation, we found that you often go to the level E secret realm after leaving school. Why do you go to such a dangerous place before the exam to calm yourself? He answered sincerely, shedding a few tears to gain sympathy. Before my father left, he told me that to surpass others, I must first stop being human, so I kept fighting in the secret realm. During one fight, I unexpectedly broke the seal. The 2 men turned pale and stopped talking. What, you broke the seal? Impossible, we must report this immediately. They hurried out to report. Dihua watched them leave, feeling a bit eerie, suddenly becoming a key target. While waiting for the next match, he scrolled through videos online, all cheering for the male contestants. Keep it up, as long as the girls give their all. Old Wang took first place, will throw a grand party, including interviews with parents, friends, and contestants. Dihua leaned back in his chair, hands behind his head, watching and thinking maybe no one is cheering for me. His face darkened as he thought about the original owner not being loved, his heart weakening. He didn't know that at school, the teacher with lots of hair, upon seeing a student unleash potential, ignored the others and wildly cheered for Dihua. Keep going. Finally, the next match reached the first round. Dihua faced La Huyen from high school number BA. La Huyen, top of high school BA martial artist level 8, awakened rare second-level demon bloodline. Both parents are martial artists. This opponent is unlucky for him. The audience discussed, but Dihua ignored them, tilting his head coldly. You go first, fearing if he struck first, his opponent might not get a move in. As soon as he finished, La Huyen, angry, as the top student of high school BA who had never been looked down on, said, You don't know who I am. Whether you know or not doesn't affect the outcome. Dihua replied, Haha, you're not wrong, but I'm the winner. La Huyen gathered strength, demon bloodline surging, transforming into a blue aura of power. Hoping luck is on his side so he won't die here immediately, he crouched and lunged at Dihua, who still had his hands in his pockets. La Huyen's claw strike came flying, but Dihua calmly didn't bother to defend. He opened his eyes. His irises shone bright blue, left hand catching La Huyen's claw, impressive but still weaker than the bald old man. He squeezed hard, deforming La Huyen's hand. La Huyen broke out in cold sweat, face pale, kneeling. Ah, my hand! Dihua raised his right hand, summoned the power of his beast bloodline, and struck La Huyen with a blow. The punch thundered like 3 strikes. La Huyen was slammed to the ground, shattering the arena with flying debris. Dihua stood tall, laughing, no better candidates. The referee declared Dihua the winner of high school number 1. While thanking La Huyen, who had collapsed on the rubble, his body convulsing as blood surged chaotically. His face was pale with no life left. Eyes rolled back, foam at the mouth, completely exhausted from just one move. Moreover, the one defeated by Dihua was the top contender, La Huyen. The show host in the stands couldn't hide his astonishment, voice echoing through the space. The crowd below erupted like waves crashing ashore. Every gaze showed disbelief. Oh my God, La Huyen's power was so strong, but he fell right at the start. Vundam Kenfeng, this is truly the demeanor of a master. His strength far surpasses the other contestants. The difference is huge. At the center of the arena, Dihua still stood tall, hands casually in pockets, eyes narrowed. One hand even nonchalantly picking his ear as if the fight wasn't worth his attention. So handsome, honey, I want to have your children. Although this time he used his hands, just one move was powerful enough, worthy of being called a step above. Dihua, I'm officially hooked on you. Dihua will definitely make it to the finals. The entire audience erupted. In the eyes of thousands, the name Dihua was now deeply imprinted in everyone's minds. Looking closely at La Huyen, once proudly stepping onto the stage with soaring spirit, now carried off on a stretcher with no dignity left. On the sidelines, So Chow stood silently, watching, his deep eyes like a dark abyss. Inside him he was shaken, but showed no surprise. Dihua is truly worthy of being someone people respect. I will definitely defeat him in the finals. At that moment, in the surveillance room of Hoado University, closely monitoring the battle, a manager with cold, stern eyes suddenly waved his hand and ordered, "Within half an hour, I want all information about this person." Yes, the subordinate hurriedly nodded and immediately took action. Meanwhile, at another arena where the second match of the promotion round was about to begin, the host shouted with fiery enthusiasm, "The second match of the promotion round is about to start. This is the showdown the audience has been eagerly waiting for." Two female students praised as stunningly beautiful geniuses with terrifying strength. On the stage appeared a radiant figure like a blazing flame. She wore a bright orange short dress, her orange hair tied high on both sides, fluttering in the wind. Her skin smooth and white, as jade eyes sharp as if aflame with fighting spirit. "Miss Liu, I really hate your robot-like expression." Her voice rang crisp with a hint of huskiness. She was Tat Theo Lin, the queen of high school number 2. Opposite her was a figure in snow-white clothes, hair long and black, flowing freely. The hem of her battle robe fluttering, outlining a graceful, alluring curve. Her eyes, violet and cold like sapphire, were so deep they made others shiver without feeling cold. She was Lo Tantruk, the aloof flower no one dared touch, from high school number 1. Seeing the two beauties about to battle, the stands erupted immediately. A few drooling guys exclaimed, "My favorite thing is watching beautiful girls fight." "Shut up, you perverts!" The referee blew the whistle, signaling the match to start immediately. Tatulin rushed forward, her eyes bright like amber, full of fighting will. She spun and raised her leg to strike, and shouting loudly, "All right, later, I'll smash your head into the ground and see if you can still keep that face." Lu Tentruk did not respond, swinging her hands to unleash a martial skill, a beam of blue light like a surging wave wrapping around her opponent's legs. The blue-green energy, like flowing water, pushed Tat Theolin back, forcing her to spin defensively, but she remained unshaken and immediately grabbed her right hand to throw a punch forward, yelling, "Fight seriously." The punch was sharp, but stopped midair by Thantruk's aura, which also tightly coiled around her arm, locking it in place. Tiulin broke out in cold sweat, thinking, "Damn, I fell into her trap. My hand is stuck in her air currents, and I can't pull it out." At that moment, Thantruk seized the opportunity, channeling a dense flow of a blood energy into her right hand, aiming at the trapped Tiulin to unleash a dazzling martial skill punch. Unexpectedly, a high school student at level BA was so skilled in this brilliant martial technique, she could even be admitted directly to Huado University without an exam. The MC, witnessing this, couldn't help but shout in surprise. Behind her, a fierce tiger aura appeared, sharp fangs like iron bones, mouth wide open, as if ready to swallow a city engulfed in flames, eyes glowing yellow like the 9-star energy, filled with majesty and killing intent. Theulin's whole body also transformed, blazing with fiery energy. The image of a fiery tiger appeared, covering her flawless white skin from head to toe. She transformed into a tiger like this. Her bloodline compatibility must be terrifyingly high. Using energy against energy, Lu Thantruk retracted her aura to force Theulin to retreat. This girl possessed a royal bloodline at BA level, the fierce Tiger King bloodline that was difficult to control. Especially the violent future of the Tiger King bloodline she wielded was truly unpredictable. The MC shouted loudly for Theulin to pause a moment. Looking at Lu Thantruk, he said she should quickly release the Yumin bloodline. It turned out she wanted fairness, to use full power to decide the winner. But hearing that Lu Thantruk just coldly replied this was enough. "Enough, do you think you can beat me? Just using martial skills?" Tiulin shouted as her hand transformed into a tiger's paw, with sharp claws lunging straight at Thantruk to pounce. But Thantruk didn't activate her bloodline, only using martial skills to lightly glide aside, easily dodging. Seeing this, Tiulin didn't let Thantruk rest, continuously launching attacks, but couldn't touch her. Thantruk kept dodging lightly like the wind. Suddenly, Lu Thantruk opened her eyes wide, concentrating blood energy into her fingertips. Then a beam of light shot out, transforming into a sharp light sword that could cut through everything. This sword clashes against Theulin's hard fist. Boom! An explosion echoes on the arena floor. Smoke and dust engulf the scene. No one can clearly see the martial skills of Lu Thantruk and Theulin clashing fiercely. The arena is filled with dust. Who will be the victor? The MC shouts loudly. The audience is tense. The whole arena falls silent. But the breathing of the two contestants can be heard as the dust gradually clears. Theulin appears, still standing firm. She's still standing. Wait. Suddenly she loses consciousness and falls, revealing Lu Thantruk, standing proudly behind her as the true winner. Theulin collapsed exhausted. Lu Thantruk remains standing, having only used martial skills to defeat a level 9 martial artist possessing the royal bloodline. Too powerful. Truly worthy of being a once-in-a-thousand-years genius, Lu Thantruk wins. Witnessing this top-tier match, the MC and audience burst into excitement. "Oh my God, my goddess is so strong. I told you she's the top graduate of Unthain. Who dares to oppose that? The upper floor says she's the top graduate. Do you know her bloodline? A level 4 Min noble bloodline, a monster not human. No one in this arena can beat her." At the quarterfinal draw ceremony, the host hasn't finished speaking before announcing the draw rules for number 1 high school Dihua. Dihua slowly steps forward, reaching for the ball marked with the letter of board A as well. Looks like we're about to face off. A burly man twice Dihua's height starts a conversation. "I am Than Quan from Tuthukton High School." "No. 1 high school Dihua," he replies. "We're fighting the second match now. Let's watch the first match first." Than Quan points to the arena where the first match is underway. Tuthukton High School's Kwanglak Tuk versus number 1 high school in Then Sochao. The MC's voice hasn't faded before the screen shows Sochao's opponent heavily wounded kneeling before him. Meanwhile, Sochao is full of fighting spirit, holding a sword confidently in his left hand. The power gap is too big. Immediately, the strong will retake the university entrance exam in Huado. Controlling the bloodline training, but facing Sochao, he's powerless. Then Quan sighs at Sochao. Dihua curiously asks, "Aren't you from the same school, number 1 in Then? Don't you know?" The principal of Than Quang sees his student losing, badly grits his teeth. "Damn it, losing again." "What about you?" Dihua asks. Than Quang scratches his head and laughs. "Compared to me, Ata is the chairman of Than Quang Martial Arts, 12th grade battle strength. Even with 2 others, he can't win. Actually, this recruitment round, I think you're the strongest opponent." Than Quang suddenly gets serious, eyes sharp, looking at Dihua. Indeed, he has keen intuition, sensing Dihua like a smoldering volcano hiding a giant beast about to erupt. Let's go. It's our turn. Then Quan smiles coldly. Both step onto the arena for a one-on-one fight. From the arena, a magnificent and heroic aura bursts forth. It seems a top-level battle is about to take place. The 8 strongest contestants in the promotion round. Second match, Tuthuktan High School's Kwangtong Quan versus number 1 High School Anthen's Dihua. Meanwhile, the quarterfinal martial arts match of the Anthan University entrance exam is in full swing. Dihua faces Than Quan, both possessing equal strength. On the arena, Dihua and Than Quan have started their fight. Both charge at each other, deploying martial skills in direct confrontation to probe their opponent's power. As their martial skills collide, a terrifying shockwave erupts with dazzling light, blinding the eyes and damaging the arena surface, creating a powerful shockwave that affects the audience in the stands, forcing them to brace themselves to avoid being thrown off into the lower area. Than Quan, despite a bloody nose, still smiles. He speaks nosebleed. Is this your bloodline power? Truly strange, it can directly target and destroy cells. After saying this, he immediately unleashes another martial skill. Radiant light bursts forth from his body like a shield, enveloping him entirely. Seeing this, Dihua thinks to himself that Than Quan used weapons to create an outer protective layer. The nuclear radiation was blocked. This miraculous martial skill, this guy is truly a monster worth conquering. His eyes blaze fiercely with fighting spirit. His lips curl into a mysterious smile. Then I'll let you witness a bit of the legendary martial arts of my family's generation. As soon as he finished speaking, the official activated the martial skill Hin Yi Quan from his side. The images of numerous fierce beasts appeared, radiating terrifying battle energy. He raised both fists and unleashed a level 6 strike, as if borrowing the power of a fierce wild bull charging forward. Suddenly, Dihua couldn't react in time. In his mind, only 2 words flashed too fast. Then he had to stand still, choosing to block one of the official's powerful punches. Dihua, once known as a superhuman kick, was hit by someone for the first time. This punch from the officials aimed straight at Dihua's chest, hitting so hard that he felt dizzy, coughed blood, and was pushed back 10 meters. Not giving Dihua a chance to counterattack, the official immediately gathered his wild strength and charged straight at him with a shoulder bash. By now, Dihua was quicker. He gathered strength in his legs, braced himself in a stance, crossed his arms, gritted his teeth, and blocked the blow. He thought to himself. The official not only attacked physically, but also integrated weapons into his body to inflict double damage on his opponent. Before, I was too weak and never faced such an experienced martial artist. Suddenly, the sturdy arm in front of Dihua became supple, bending and sliding behind him to form a body lock. Swift as lightning, it slipped behind Dihua and used a weapon to lock his neck tightly while speaking. You're half right. I not only embed weapons into my body, but can also lock yours so you can't use it. Then he swung his arm, throwing Dihua soaring into the air. Immediately, using the power of the crushing tiger, he jumped and slashed fiercely at his face. Dihua hadn't even landed yet when blood splattered everywhere. He didn't stop continuing to unleash power. The official retracted and charged straight down at Dihua. Dihua, you can't beat me, he laughed proudly. At this moment, Dihua was in freefall, unable to dodge, and could only cross his arms to resist. A thunderous explosion sounded as the official plunged down a beam shaped like a pillar, bursting overpowering daylight. The shock waves spread, shattering the ground and stones around the arena. The 2 officials crossed their arms triumphantly, laughing heartily in satisfaction. He felt the battle was nearly decided, the result clear. The MC, witnessing this, couldn't help but exclaim loudly. The official unleashed a series of moves that left Dihua with no strength to fight back. Medical staff outside were ready. Just now, the officials' combined Hin Wei Quan technique could take down even an ordinary martial artist by half. It seems the outcome is decided. Thanfong Middle School wins. His words hadn't finished when suddenly he froze. Below the arena, dust began to clear. The official noticed something unusual, his eyes showing surprise mixed with tension. Cold sweat broke out. From within the dust, a suffocating aura surged forth. A voice rang out with strong momentum. You're really strong, official. A dark, spiky foot full of sharp claws appeared. Following the voice, Dihua stepped forward. He had now awakened his bloodline form and integrated the demon substrate. His entire body was jet black, covered with sharp spines, and his limbs turned into claws, like wearing a solid armor suit, only leaving his head exposed. To reward you, you're the first to witness this form of mine, he said with a cold smile. If a high school student awakens the demon beast bloodline form, they could be exempted from university entrance exams. Demon beast bloodline form. Unexpectedly, in a small place like Anthan, besides Liu Than Truck, there's another bloodline genius. The MC was once again stunned. Below the official couldn't believe his eyes, his face pale and stammering. Ah, your demon beast bloodline form has actually reached such a high standard. At this moment, the judges observing also received the notification. Equipped with monitoring headphones to track candidates inside and outside the exam room, they couldn't help but be amazed. In fact, this change originated from Dihua. He awakened the demon beast bloodline form, causing nuclear radiation around the area to exceed the maximum limit. If not handled in time, the consequences would be disastrous. Then they activated energy to build a huge barrier around the arena. The judges seemed to realize there was a problem with Dihua's demon beast bloodline form. They used weapons to envelop the arena to prevent nuclear energy leakage. The MC explained this to the audience, causing a buzz of discussion. This is the vital awakening bloodline of the strange fire. So cool. Does anyone know which demon beast bloodline he has awakened? I heard in Yizhong that no one knew his bloodline awakening was this powerful a demon beast. Why would they not know? Hearing this, strange fire glanced around, thinking silently. Looks like Lam Tin doesn't have Godzilla either. No wonder they didn't know. The official nearby strange fire was contaminated by radiation. Nosebleed erupts. He trembles and starts bleeding from the nose again. Looks like his weapon's protection ring can't withstand strange fire's energy. Can't afford to dally with him too long. Without hesitation, he activated the Kim Tin Vien Ma bloodline awakening state, causing the MC to panic. Another level 3 king bloodline. This college entrance exam really has masters gathering. The official braced himself, pouring all his strength into a form intent fist strike. He charged straight at strange fire. This time, strange fire did not dodge. He swung his arm for momentum while activating his weapon, unleashing the Lansun fist martial skill aimed directly at the official's palm strike. Facing a direct clash, his single strike reached 3 lawn movements, extinguishing the official's martial skill. At the same time, his hand sweated, blood bones shattered into pieces. The official withdrew his hand, clutching his injured arm. With the other, stopped attacking and stood frozen in panic. If I can't neutralize the force in time, this whole arm might be ruined. He used to boast loudly, but now is slapped hard in the face, hurting badly. Strange fire slowly advanced, his whole body radiating fierce energy as if trying to extinguish the official's fighting spirit, forcing him to surrender to avoid further injury. You are excellent official, but unfortunately you cannot change the outcome. He spoke in a low, threatening tone. The official was truly terrified now. Standing still, gritting his teeth, sweating coldly, murmuring demon beast true spirit. Meanwhile, the arena atmosphere was boiling like a furnace. The MC excitedly announced that in the second match of this year's college entrance exam, another level 3 king bloodline has appeared. On the other side, there's also a powerful demon beast bloodline of unknown origin. Truly a rare spectacle. After delivering a punch that shattered the official's hand, Strange Fire stood still without continuing to attack. Seeing this, the official dared not relax and kept a defensive posture, fully focused. He thought silently that after Strange Fire's bloodline awakening, his strength had become immeasurable. I no longer have the ability to suppress his weapon. Now I can only temporarily withdraw. Suddenly, Strange Fire lunged forward, trailing powerful, oppressive, dark atomic energy. He shouted, "Official, don't be distracted." Instantly, both hands launched a continuous combo aiming straight at the official. Each strike was lightning fast, leaving only after images and dazzling light that the official couldn't keep up with, only able to raise his hands to defend. Suddenly, the official executed the flexible hand martial skill, reaching out to tightly grab Strange Fire's hand. He swiftly moved behind Strange Fire, gathering all his strength into a final strike, declaring, "I really can't pull you away, but my goal is to get behind you." He activated his martial skill. With a strong kick, he leapt high into the air, continuing to perform his martial skill. 1 foot like a fierce, giant elephant stamped down on Strange Fire, shaking the arena as if it would explode. 3 lawn movements spread light and dust everywhere. It seems Strange Fire didn't dodge in time and was pinned under the official's foot. Then the official stepped back a bit, cold sweat pouring down as if sensing something unusual. Sure enough, Strange Fire still stood, firm arms crossed at that spot with only a scratch, and his foot slightly sunken into the ground. He slowly lifted his foot and said, "Now it's my turn." With that, Strange Fire gathered his weapon into his left hand, immense aura bursting forth with streams of dazzling light swirling around his hand. He raised his arm to deliver a decisive punch, but before he could strike, the official dropped to his knees, making Strange Fire stop in confusion. The official bowed his head to the ground and said, "Strange Fire, I admit defeat." This left Strange Fire stunned and awkward for a moment, his face showing displeasure. He shouted, "Big brother, I was about to seriously fight and you just gave up, bro." Frustrating. Then he canceled his martial skill, withdrew his aura inside, forget it. Anyway, maintaining this power also makes me uncomfortable. He spoke while exhaling waves of vital energy, gradually returning to a normal state. According to the rules, when one side surrenders, the other side is not allowed to continue attacking. The match ends. Anthen Noma 1 High School, Dihua wins. The MC officially announced the result, causing the audience in the stands to erupt in unison, shouting, "Dihua is amazing! Dihua is amazing! Dihua is amazing!" At this time, images of Dihua spread across social media, and all videos about him dominated the trending charts. His fan club on QQ sprang up one after another. Let's follow Dihua's comprehensive battle in the university entrance exam. The champion of this year's university entrance exam is none other than our Dihua. Even Than Quan was no match for him. A series of memes mocking Than Quan appeared. Than Quan before the battle, I will win. Than Quan after the battle, unable to make Dihua exert his full power, was truly embarrassing. In the stands, the principal of Than Quang Private High School erupted in anger, clenching his fists, gritting his teeth, and roaring, "Losing is one thing, but Than Quan has been given all the training resources, so how dare he admit defeat?" Once Than Quan returned to the school area, the principal immediately stood up, pointed at him, and shouted, "Damn it, do you know how much money our school spent to train you, you useless brat? If you don't pay back the money, don't even think about graduating." Than Quan remained silent, slowly approached and placed the arm injured by Dihua's strike onto the principal's hand, causing him to panic and stammer. "Teacher, what do you want to do?" Then Quan replied, "I couldn't block that one punch from Dihua to avoid damaging my physical foundation, so I had to pull back. If I don't admit defeat, could you step forward and block that punch for me? Regarding the resources the school and you have provided during my training, I will repay everything gradually in the future, but please understand, you cannot threaten a fighter stronger than yourself." Hearing this, the principal understood Than Quan's meaning and dared not resist. His face went pale, sweat poured down, and he stammered, Okay, what you say makes sense." The MC's voice rang out again. After fierce battles, the top 4 contestants in this year's university entrance exam have been revealed. Anthen Noma 1 High School leads with 3 of the 4 contestants making the top. The principal of this school laughed happily, waving a fan provocatively at other schools, saying, "Looks like Mr. Liu, who has worked here for many years, deserves a promotion. Dihua is amazing." Mr. Liu, watching TV at school, felt something wonderful and kept cheering. The semi-final draw ceremony begins. Announcement: the 4 contestants will draw their match numbers in turn. Dihua drew A with a blank expression, sighing as he looked at the ball in his hand. Liu Tenchuk slowly stepped forward and gently said, "I'm also A." The first match of the semifinals, the internal battle at Inthan No. 1 High School, Dihua versus Liu Tenchuk. This announcement caused a stir among the audience in the stands. Even those watching live debated passionately. Wow, I've been wanting to see their fight for a long time. The 4 strongest battles in the history of the Anthan University entrance exam. Come on, Goddess Liu, the most anticipated match since the exam began. Dihua will win. Another opinion disagreed. I think Liu Tantruk has a higher chance of winning. Some information reveals Liu Tantruk has mastered 2 mysterious martial arts. This alone is enough to crush Ta Tiu Lin, who possesses a level 3 royal bloodline. Than Quan also has a level 3 royal bloodline, but Dihua defeated him using the awakened bloodline state. So it's very possible he has a level 4 bloodline equal to Liu Tantruk, but she has superior martial arts experience. This analysis caused public opinion to favor Liu Tantruk. Sounds reasonable and logical. The atmosphere in the stands exploded. Thousands eagerly awaited the start of the battle. Below the arena, Dihua and Liu Tantruk took their positions ready to fight. The referee stood in the center and signaled Anthan No. 1 High School Liu Tenchuk versus Anthan No. 1 High School Dihua. The battle begins. As soon as he finished speaking, Dihua, still with his hands in his pockets, activated a full-body martial art, triggering 3 bursts of smoke that clouded Liu Tentruk's vision. From the smoke emerged a bluish light path, atomic aura, enveloping suffocating pressure, even conjuring the image of an ancient beast. Liu Tantruk immediately took a defensive stance and gently spoke in a calm tone, hoping he was strong enough. Calmly under the arena, the vital energy enveloped the commentator, who loudly transmitted through the communication device saying to Liu Tantruk that the contest had just begun. Suddenly, a large amount of vital energy burst out, covering the entire arena. Even the audience sitting at the closest distance couldn't clearly see what had happened between the two opponents. What's going on? Something happened, but it's not very clear. The commentator made the exciting part of the match even more thrilling by stimulating the audience's curiosity. The genius young lady of the Liu family, Liu Tantruk, faces the dark horse of this year's university competition, Di Hao. How will he respond? Let's wait and see. Could Di Hao be awakening his bloodline? The vital energy gradually dissipated, and the figure that appeared was Liu Tantruk herself. Di Hao stood facing her outside. The time before she made a move was the golden moment for him to assess their strengths and weaknesses and predict the outcome in his favor. In terms of martial skills, Liu Tantruk far exceeded him thanks to those miraculous techniques. No matter how powerful he was, Di Hao had no way to harm her. But this martial arts genius beauty had an extremely high intelligence level. The longer the fight lasted, the more disadvantageous it was for Di Hao. He definitely had to use his full strength this time. He took the initiative and flew up to Liu Tantruk's position. His hand threw a punch infused with dense spiritual energy. Liu Tantruk also made a move. She spun her hands to create a ring of spiritual force, thinking that since she attacked first, she would use defensive martial skills to counterattack. He flew quickly toward her, and a dragon emerged, blocking her view. She could see this move of his was truly cunning. Yet he tricked her, leaping forward while saying he would use a punch, but in reality he used the steel spear. A terrifying monster opened its mouth wide, his eyes shining brightly as he jumped up and raised his fist. Some audience comments, Di Hao is despicable, deceiving without martial virtue. Poor Liu goddess. In combat, weapons don't follow rules. She defended strongly with both hands against Di Hao's punch. Someone worried this is bad. The Liu goddess's rhythm is disrupted by this vital energy. Di Hao swung his arm and fist relentlessly, chasing Liu Tantruk to the end. The commentator delivered information clearly and decisively. Di Hao's pursuit is too fierce. Liu Tantruk basically has no chance to escape. Di Hao punched straight at Liu Tantruk's body. With both hands, he used weapons to knock her away. The commentator followed the match's rhythm closely. Di Hao struck Liu Tantruk with his weapon. How can she escape this time? His hand turned into a monster's claw. Not that easy. He struck out a spiritual energy attack, flying toward her. Her eyes widened as the energy shield was covered by vital energy. She jumped back, leaning backward to avoid his spiritual attack, then landed and counterattacked. Where Di Hao blazed, he appeared right before her with a sinister face and attacks ready. He teased, "Don't run, Liu, classmate." He continuously punched her, and she only stood there defending. Even as his opponent, she secretly admired. Can he not get tired with such high-intensity attacks? His stamina is incredible. Liu Tantruk holds two legendary martial techniques, one focused on defense, Liu family's illusory blossom shadow, and the other on offense on soul origin jade finger. If she could use either one, she could escape this chase and close pursuit by Di Hao. Unfortunately, Di Hao didn't give her any chance to defend. Her eyes darkened. At this point, she could only use her final move. She couldn't hold out any longer. If she didn't break free, she'd be pushed off the arena and lose the match. There was no other way. Her pupils glowed, looking more terrifying than ever. A few strands of spiritual energy flew out. She could only use her last trump card, awakening her feathered bloodline. She flew up, sprouting two wings. The drooping wings spread out beautifully. This was the first time Liu Tantruk revealed her demonic beast bloodline, the dark blue phoenix. She raised her hand, her palm flickering with flames. She warned Di Hao, classmate Di Hao, you have to be careful, but in this form, I have no way to control the force. He looked up without a trace of fear, only more interest on his face. Both his hands also made the gestures of a martial artist. These words from her are enough because until now I've only released 50% of my power. The spiritual energy of Liu Qingzhu flew out from behind him. Next, I will respond with full force. She flew up, one hand raised, carrying a brilliant technique. He turned his head. His strange hand transformed into the arm of a monster. He launched simultaneous strikes from both sides, fiercely clashing with no clear winner. Below the stands, the tremendous power of the fight affected even the rows of spectators. Everyone shielded themselves too strong. The attacks are so fierce, I can't keep my eyes open. Di Hao flew down. Liu Qingzhu above covered her eyes with both hands, then removed them in shock when she saw Di Hao had cracked the tile floor below with his incredible strength. His whole body transformed into the skin of a terrifying monster, but his familiar glowing eyes remained. The first semi-final of the college entrance exam, Liu Qingzhu was surprised. This kind of energy fluctuation is not right. Daiho's back no longer looked human. Many reactors lined up like an atomic honeycomb, each vertebra gleaming with a chain of light from life not to guide but to burn any living being daring to meet his gaze as his entire back blazed. Daihao became the embodiment of atomic destruction, a gateway to an antimatter hell waiting for the unlucky to approach. The primordial martial energy resonated. A brilliant blue energy stream burst from Dihao's mouth. She closed her wings tightly, wrapping herself in a sturdy cocoon of dark purple feathers. Liu Qingzhu silently pondered behind the feathered veil. The awakened feather potential reflexively bent to refract the atomic stream. Not good. Dihao's breath was reflected back by the feathers on Liu Qingzhu's body onto the arena. Then the dense light shattered into countless small rays tearing through space light, shooting out in all directions. Several rays darted toward the edge of the arena, threatening to spill into the audience, turning into trembling creatures in the terrifying atomic microwave. Seeing the terrifying glow and uncontrollable energy beams at that moment, a golden martial weapon energy enveloped the arena, swallowing all the light as if sucked into a black hole. The mayor subtly signaled the special judges no ritual needed, just observe carefully. The strongest top scholar in city history will be born today. Fortunately, the mayor protected them. The spectator Liu Qingzhu spat a mouthful of fresh blood. Liu Qingzhu stood amid chaotic ruins, torn but resilient. The dark purple wings on her back had burned away after sustaining the atomic breath to its limit. If she hadn't quickly unleashed the dazzling illusion to disperse excess energy, she would not have been able to hold on. Liu Qingzhu was completely battered. He shattered the defense of the Black Nether Phoenix with a single blow. "Can I really win?" a whisper echoed faintly. Liu Qingzhu carried the heavy burden of many past generations. Liu Qingzhu, you are the hope to revive the Liu family. You are not allowed to lose. The ancestors of the Liu family have watched over you for generations. Don't let us down. Always appear strong, but deep down Qingzhu was just a fragile girl. She always recalled her mother's words, Qingzhu. I devoted all my effort to training you so that one day you would revive the family. You are not allowed to be stubborn. Qingzhu never had the right to decide for herself. She was always fragile. Her ears still echoed the words, not only must you win this fight, in the future you must always win. Qingzhu whispered with difficulty, but mother, I can't breathe anymore. Her helpless eyes looked up at the opponent ahead. She silently said, I'm so tired. Dihao stood there strong and full of momentum. His gaze and aura radiated victory. Qingzhu told herself, facing such a strong opponent, it's only natural that I can't win, right? In Liu Qingzhu's mind flashed the thought revealing this weakness, maybe Dihao can catch it. She planned to perform a few more moves to finish properly, then hand over the victory quickly to end this. But Dihao neither dodged nor defended. You directly took the leader's blow with your own body. Liu Tenshuk blinked. Her beautiful eyes were filled with shock and chaos. Why didn't you dodge? Dihao coldly replied to his friend. Tenshuk, why have you lost the will to fight? So are you serious about fighting me or not? Then finishing his words, Daihao turned and threw a punch. The wind from the fist whistled sharply like tearing through the air. Damn it. Fighting openly and fairly to become the top scholar. Liu Tenshuk panicked and hurriedly deployed her aura to block the punch. But the aura just formed was torn apart by Daihao, forcing her to raise her hand to shield her face. Dihao did not stop. His fist gathered serious power. Come on! He lunged forward like a fierce beast. Two fists swung continuously. Are you serious or not? Are you serious or not? Are you serious or not? Tenshuk raised her hands to cover her head. The image of a proud genius now looked utterly pitiful. She gritted her teeth, enduring the blows with a heart full of anger, resentment, and sorrow. This nasty guy from childhood to now, no one has ever dared to hit me like this. I clearly wanted to give you the victory already. Why do you still cling on and won't let go? Liu Tenshuk shouted, eyes reddening. A powerful martial energy burst forth, throwing Dihao far away. Don't hit a woman in the face. Bastard! A frenzied light flashed in Daihao's eyes. Exactly like that. If you don't want to get hit in the face, then be serious. Let me defeat Dihao as you wish. I will use my strongest state to attack you. The forbidden ultimate martial art of the Liu family. Passion technique activates, raising a thick dust cloud. A pair of huge black-purple wings spread wide. The whirlwind roared throughout the arena. On Liu Tenshuk's beautiful face, strange patterns spread, exuding a demonic and enchanting aura. Behind her, a feathered tail swayed regally. The sharp bird song echoed in all directions. Yes, Lu Tenchuk had transformed into the true form of a demonic beast. Her voice rang out firmly and challengingly. Friend Di Hao, as you wish. I will use my strongest state to attack you.